and I will do whatever I need to do to move past this because I'm just over it. Today's the day. All this hair that's just been bothering me. That's where all my problem issues are. I was looking back at pictures, and I still had a good hairline when I was 24. So I think it was closer to 26. I started really noticing like the actual recession. Right? Like for me, that's how it kind of started. It wasn't anything more than that off the bat. It was really just my hairline where I could, go to the barber, get a haircut, and then I can have just a clean lineup. I was no longer able to do that anymore. It was like it was just taking off, and they were basically just pushing my hairline back even more. Yeah, just kind of going backwards. And my barber started noticing it, and I started noticing it. As I started getting older, I started getting into more sophisticated like hairstyles and haircuts and stuff like that. And I grew the top out more, and I had different types of hairstyles that can kind of mask my hairline moving back.
Right.
Because like for me, it was like in the corners of my hair where that's where it started kind of taking off. And I was able to kind of keep the size a little longer and kind of, fluff it up and kind of make it look good, or do like some type of comb over and kind of sweep it over. And it definitely didn't look so bad at all.
Is this something that you kind of saw coming? Like guys in your family, are they kind of going through the same thing, or was it out of the blue? Like,
no, so that's the crazy part, because like my dad's 55 and he has full head of jet black hair. There is more male pattern baldness on my mom's side. Like even like my uncle kind of is going through it. My brother a little bit, but not close to as bad as me. Initially, it started off with just me noticing it, and and my barber. You know what I mean? It was just like kind of like a little thing that only we knew about.
Right.
And we kind of kept it to ourselves. And I think as the hairline started pushing back even further, that's when I kind of only let like my now fiance, I only let her know about it, and she's the only one who could kind of actually take notice to it.
Yeah.
And as soon as she started kind of seeing like where it was going, we started talking about again different hairstyles and stuff like that. And then I started looking into that's when I really started heavily looking into what are my options.
Yeah.
What can I do here? I scoured the internet, YouTube, WebMD. I mean, you name it. I scoured it and tried to figure out what I can do to change this. I was spending money on, I was taking biotin supplements, and I was spending money on Rogaine, and the Rogaine experience was okay in the beginning, but then one, it got expensive. And the issue that I had with it is that for me, obviously Rogaine you need to use once in the morning, once in the evening. I was always the type of person to style my hair, and it was like a no-go. Like in the morning, if I put Rogaine in my hair and try to put some type of styling product, it was just not happening. I stuck with it for like probably close to like 9 or 10 months.
Okay.
And I started to notice some difference, some changes. The hairline wasn't coming back, but the hair was staying thicker. But then it got to the point where it stopped working. Like I was using it continuously, religiously, and I'm in the shower and the hair is coming out again. Once that started happening, to be honest, like I just felt like really defeated, because one, I didn't really want to use the Rogaine.
Yeah.
It was just like it was a nuisance to begin with. But I said, hey, listen, I'll deal with the nuisance if it's gonna work, But then I was dealing with the pain in the neck part of doing it twice a day, and then now I'm like, okay, like my pillow is covered with hair. I'm washing my hair and it's still falling out, and it's just now I'm gonna just cut my losses with it, and I'm not gonna keep spending the money because the stuff was expensive.
Yeah. Especially if it's something you're going to be kind of prescribing to for for as long as you can,
forever.
really, right? Yeah, forever, potentially.
Forever.
When this is all happening, right, you're using the Rogaine, the biotin, different things like that. Where are you at with it mentally?
Anybody that isn't dealing with it or isn't like in your shoes, they're not really going to understand how it is to constantly be self-conscious about something that is so prominent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, waking up in the morning and that's the first thing you go to the mirror and look at, the first thing that you check out before you leave the house, throwing a hat on, or, you're making sure that your hair fibers aren't on your forehead so you don't look like an idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are the things where it's like, it's really, really frustrating. That's where kind of the boiling points happen. And then you have your good days and your bad days.
Yeah.
You have your days where you're just like, you're really down on yourself about it. And then you have your days where you're like, I guess it's not so bad. You know what I mean? You can kind of deal with it. I'll wake up one day and I'm just like, look at this shit. We discussed hair transplants and I looked into all that, the FUE transplants, and you're getting quotes anywhere from $6,000 to $12,000. We just built a new home. We're getting married next year, so we're saving our money for our wedding.
Exactly.
We have other important things, like I can put money into my home, and I have other things that I want to do with it other than put it into my head. I've been down that road and I've thought about it. Trust me.
Yeah.
I started pitching the idea of, shaving my head. It's like, well, do you really want to do that? And, and then I'm questioning myself. Do I really want to do this? Right.
Yeah.
Is this something that I really want to do? When you're getting feedback, then you're questioning yourself. You know what I mean? You're almost questioning like, hey, she's not saying like, yeah, do it tomorrow. So then she must not want me to do it at all, and you start really, really getting in your headspace that way.
How have you kind of progressed then onto the thing of like, you know what, maybe I'm just going to go with this. And the best look for me is to kind of shave it off, get a clean look and roll with it.
Well, it's a great question because I think it really comes down to like, it's a two-part answer. The one part is I found your YouTube channel. And that was, for me, that was like a really, really big thing. I've researched, I've found things on YouTube, and then as soon as I found your channel, I've pretty much almost watched almost every single one of your videos, and just kind of how people have, been, through the same thing. And I'm like, wow, they feel the same way I do. It's hard to talk about. They're using all these things. It's not working. You know what I mean? And that really started making me feel like, because that's the thing, like when you're when you're in your normal day-to-day life, I'm not going around looking at guys and saying, oh, is this guy's hair thinning? Is he balding?
No.
You're not really paying attention to things like that. You're only in your own headspace and you're thinking about what you look like.
Yeah.
And but if you really stop and look at it, I mean, there are a lot of other people out there that are experiencing it, and a lot of them do just a really good job, like I did for so long, of covering it up.
Yeah.
Because they're just, again, self-conscious. And when I found you and what you do in your message, that was so strong to me, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I need to be a part of this, and I need to be a part of doing this, because I felt every single one of those things. And that was kind of, so that's part one. Part two was when I started to branch out into other people knowing.
Okay.
Meaning like, okay, so it was like just me, my barber and my fiance, we knew about it, right? But then it was like, okay, I'm going to talk to my brother, right? I'm going to talk to my mother. I'm going to talk to my sister, and that was kind of the next step for me to kind of show them. And literally, it was one day out of the blue, I woke up, I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm like, dang, this just isn't good. So I snapped the picture. I sent the group text over to my mom, my brother, and my sister. And I'm like, what do you guys think about this situation?
Yeah.
Give me something, because I'm at my end here.
Yeah.
So, and every single one of them were supportive. You know what I mean? My brother was like, dude, he's like, you're a handsome guy. You have nice features. He was like, take it off, man. He's just do it. And my mom is like, yeah. And she's like, you got a good head. You know how moms are. And my sister was a little bit more reserved. She was like, just try and do a little bit more research. Maybe look into transplants a little bit before you take that drastic step. But, for the most part, it was good feedback.
Good.
But I felt better after I even had those conversations.
Just got it out there, right? What you bring it like.
Yeah, it was a good starting point. I think that's important for everybody. It's just to find a starting point and just to plug at it. little by little, kind of just get, again, like you said, get outside your comfort zone a little bit, outside the little bubble that you're in, because when you're in your feelings, you're in your feelings. You got to get out of your own way. I mean, I would say that the whole narrative inside my head got bad literally within the last year. You
Right.
know, that's when it's been its worst. And again, I'll reflect back to when I said, hey, listen, my hairline was moving back, and I was like, I was coping with that. I wasn't happy about it, but I was dealing with it.
Mm.
It wasn't until like this past year when, you know, the thinning really took, you know, really started taking hold of everything,
Yeah.
you know, on top of my head, where it's like, okay, I have to put hair fibers in my head or I'm just not going out without a hat on, to the point where I don't want my neighbors seeing me without a hat on,
Yeah.
type of deal. That's how self-conscious I was about it. You know, you wake up in the morning, you're like, you look in the mirror, you take a shower, it looks worse when your hair is wet because
Mm.
it just does. You're constantly tiptoeing around your own self, and you're always thinking about what other people are looking at you saying, you know, oh, he had nice hair, now he doesn't. If the wind blows the wrong way, you know, you're kind of just like, again, you're in your headspace two more times than you want to be, and you're in your own way more than you want to be. I'm in sales. I'm in front of people all the time, you
Right.
know, pre-COVID, of course. You always want to have that, you know, that professional look. You know, now I'm thinking, I'm like, all right, if I shave my head, am I not going to look professional anymore? I had the, you know, the comb over, you know, it was always well kept, and, you know, always kept my beard nice, and everything was just always well kept and clean. And I'm like, okay, am I not going to look that way? Is it going to change my income? You
Right.
know, those are the things that that are going through my head. Is my family going to be accepting of it? Is my fiance going to be accepting? Is she going to say that she's accepting, but she's really not comfortable with it? And is she going to, you know, tell me that? So that's kind of really what it was for me. I had to cover it up. It had to be a hat, had to be a headband. Hair
No.
fibers aren't in there right now.
Yeah.
Right now you can just kind of see, like, again, I got a haircut and I keep it long over here,
Okay. Yeah.
but you can see exactly how thin it is
Yeah.
up here. If the wind blows the wrong way and picks this up, look what you're looking at, you
Yeah.
know. Same thing in the front and over here. Tired of using the amount of energy, right? I mean, I feel like on a day-to-day basis, you only get a certain amount of energy, right? And you have to
Yeah.
choose how you want to expend that energy. You know, you could either, it could be positive energy, or it could not, you know what I mean? And I was putting all this negative energy into this situation that I was dealing with. It was just getting super tiring,
Yeah.
you know. And it's just like, all right, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. When I look at myself as a person, you know, I like to, if there's a door, if in front of me, I'm gonna bust down the door, you know what I
Mm.
mean? This was just this door, it just, for some reason, this door was just, it was really challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it
Yeah.
really was. I mean, I've had other doors, and this one was really hard to open, you
Yeah.
know.
It's real.
But I want to be able to show, being able to take action on something that you're just not too sure about, that you're unsure about the whole entire situation. You know, sometimes you just got to take that leap and just know that it's going to work out for the best, and how it, you know, it's gonna be what it is. You gotta be able to knock those barriers down and be able to get past these things. And
Yeah.
it's if not, you're just gonna be stuck there. You know, you're gonna be
Yeah.
stuck, and you're gonna question yourself. You're gonna question, you know why you feel this way. I want to move past this, and I will do whatever I need to do to move past this, because I'm just over it.
Okay, so today's the day that I decided that I was gonna start and get the buzzing process done and take off all this hair that's just been bothering me. And as you can see, that's where all my problem issues are. I try and grow this out long just so I can kind of cover up certain areas. But yeah, it's not working out that great, I guess. So tomorrow's my 31st birthday, July 3rd. So I figured, I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's get it done. Here goes nothing.
You're gonna start it, right?
Okay. Okay. I should just go. I think I'm just gonna go straight for it.
Yeah.
You think I should just go straight for it?
What are you waiting for?
Okay. I'm nervous. Okay.
Eric, do you need me to do it?
Oh, baby. All the way back. Oh, baby.
You need to do some?
What?
You need to do some?
No, I gotta do this. Okay. We're gonna come back. We're gonna see what we want to do and see if we want to keep it this length or if we want to go a little bit shorter. Okay, so we're back here. I think I'm gonna end up going a little bit shorter. I'm gonna take the guard off and just get the rest of it out of the way. There you go. There you go. So this is kind of really, now you can kind of actually see where all the damage is being done here. I wanted to do an updated video since it's been about approximately a week since I took the plunge to shave my head, and I actually did it on my birthday, July 3rd. So, which was kind of cool because I got it to the point where I knew it was my birthday. I knew I was going to see people for my birthday. And for me, it was the perfect opportunity to just kind of just jump in the water and not even worry about it and do what I had to do to get past that point of, all right, I already shaved my head and it felt great. But now it's kind of like that next step where I have to start showing people. I need to start getting out into the world again and getting reactions and things like that. So I did, and I saw a bunch of family members, I saw some friends, and although everybody was shocked, I basically came out and really told everybody on what I was going through, what I was feeling, all the emotional things that I was going through with losing my hair, and it was incredible, the amount of the response that I got. It was like, we had no idea, you covered it up so well. Nobody had the slightest idea, nobody had the slightest clue. It was completely like, I did a great job, but that's the issue. You know, I was living in this shadow and I was hiding things that made me feel insecure about myself, and they got that. You know, they understood, and they understood, you know, for the most part how I was feeling, you know. But I've gotten a lot of really, you know, I've gotten a lot of compliments. You know, a lot of people say that, you know, I have a good shaped head for it, and it's just been great. I haven't had to worry about anything. It just was super cleansing, super cleansing. It felt so good, and I'm so happy now that I was able to take that plunge. And I thank Baldcafe for helping me get out of my own way with the situation, because this last week has just been awesome. No hats, no fibers, No awkward feelings, no waking up and looking in the mirror, except for the first couple of days, like when you're bald, you're like, whoa, you know what I mean? You're kind of looking at it, you're kind of looking at yourself. But yeah, I mean, I literally can just throw shoes on now and hop in the car and go. Grab no hat, you know, not sure, make sure my fibers are in order. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. I don't have to worry about if it's raining or not raining. It has been awesome.